All right, guys, let's see if we can start the stream. I think we can. I'll just check it on my side in a second. Yeah, everything works. First of all, I would like to apologize that I didn't make any streams for a while. The last one, I believe, was in December. And yeah, I was just pretty busy with a lot of different things. But today, I think that it's time to make an update. Of course, I did a lot of posts on Twitter and Telegram, so you guys are pretty much following what is happening. But generally, yesterday, well, in my time zone, it was yesterday's night. There was a drop in the price of Bitcoin, and that was pretty significant. If you remember, I've been keeping saying that we likely go below 40,000, and I've been saying this from maybe November, December last year. And yeah, that is the point of time when I believe we reached the point in price where this drop is about to be over. And there are some details, of course. I don't anticipate too many people to join this stream while I'm broadcasting it, but in any case, if you are watching it, go ahead and check if you would like to ask any questions regarding what we're talking about, or maybe ask your own questions about altcoins or whatever. We'll try to answer those. Despite I don't have much time, so I'll try to be pretty quick today. All right. First of all, as you remember, that structure of the price action, which I've been showing you for a while, is most likely to be the top of the bull market which we had so far during the last 2, 3, maybe 1, 2 years. And this rise above $60,000 wasn't really the start of the new phase of the growth. And since we dropped lower, we were continuing to going lower and lower, confirming this this concept, this idea. And generally, with this low around $40,000 and without much of the pullback, I think this was a nice sign for the fact that we are actually continuing to go even lower. And I've been thinking that where we might see the first correction, and the reason why I'm talking about the correction is that I don't think that from here we'll do something like that. Of course, it's possible. I just think that it's not probable enough. And the question is then, what's happening from here? And is this actually the bottom? So I do think that it's more likely that we'll see the stop of falling from that point. So $33,000 is probably the lowest price for the next potentially weeks, if not months. And the idea is that, first of all, the drop was so deep, right, without major corrections. We reached the point below major lows where a lot of liquidity is concentrated. So $40,000 is the point where a lot of stop orders and liquidation price points were concentrated. So we dropped there. We swept all those liquidations, we swept all those stops, and in fact, indeed, as you can see, the volume finally rose yesterday on that drop. And we also saw that nice increase in the rising candle, this green bar over here. So we actually did confirm that by the volume that probably the drop is at least temporarily over. And the next area of liquidity is below $30,000, so it's very, very low. And in fact, it's likely to see some cooling of the current situation before we'll continue to drop lower if we actually about to. And of course, if we confirm this with the indicators, you can see that the RSI on the daily time frame is very low. So we see the this bull crossover on the oscillators like stochastic. And moreover, yesterday, and I did post it on Twitter, Telegram, I believe, maybe not, maybe I didn't post it, but you can see it right now that yesterday there was a red, I will just remove the volume here, red 9 candle by TD sequential indicator, also on a daily time frame, which is pretty powerful sign for the potential end of this trend and start the new trend. So we had something similar here, but it was just the beginning of the drop, so it didn't play out, and this one is probably having a lot of confirmations from this $33,000. Another point is that on the 4 hours time frame, what we can find out is we have the bullish divergences right here. So lower lows on the price and higher lows on the indicators. This is another point which I think is confirming the end of the drop. Also, it's actually quite hard to go even lower. Again, 30,000 is 10% lower than now, and we have to cool down. This is basically the main point. You can see how fast the price returned back to the area above this price action zone. So we are just hovering above that right now. We're trying to find the support on that area, and yeah, the speed of the pullback is another point which indicating that we are potentially ending that correction. I'm a little bit hesitant for the fact that all that is so much obvious in my view, that in my opinion, that we might continue going sideways for a while and trying to get a little lower to eliminate those people who are going long from that point. I think that it's not likely to happen, but still there is a chance, again, just simply because I think it's too obvious that we are about to see the correction from here. Correction, I mean price going up. Where? The question is where we'll go to correct that. So first of all, I would say that we have $40,000 as the previous support, and now it is resistance. $40,000, $41,000 is that zone. Also, it matches 23.6 level by Fibonacci retracement, right? Is the most obvious area to go to. And the second one is, again, another great support around $46,000, and this is 38.2%. It is less likely to go that we'll see that area price at that zone, but still possible. And the higher we go by those percentage in Fibonacci levels, then less likely, I'd say, the probability of the price going there. So of course we can go to 61.8, again, another area of high volume trading at that point, and this is $55,000. I doubt that we go something like 60, still possible, but very, very unlikely in my opinion. So that is one point. As you can see that those levels are pretty well matching the support and resistance zones and levels around here, so that is pretty clean, right? Another thing is that you probably know that the fear and greed index right now is at the point of 12, and historically it works pretty well. It didn't go much lower than that, so usually 10, around 10, 11, 12, 9 is the point from where we start to rise, we end dropping. And again, if it's 90 something, then it's probably too much of the greed, so we have to go down for a while. So this is another indication that we're likely to start to go up from here, at least for some time. And I would like to show you this SOPR thing, which we didn't update for a while. So SOPR is the indicator based on on-chain metrics of Bitcoin blockchain transactions. I did cover it for a while, several times, and you basically should know that if the price is going down, then on the bear market, the value of the indicator is below level 1. If it is there, then every time when we see the pullback of the indicator from that level is the start of the new decline. Vice versa, if the indicator is above the of level of 1 on the bull market, this is the end of the pullback correction to the downside. But now we can see that it's starting to speed up, falling in the negative zone. I mean, negative below this level of 1. And yeah, we should see the rise of that value at some point to get it close to 1 again, and from there we probably will start to see the end of the correction to the upside as we go to $40,000 depending on how intense it is. All right, generally most of the altcoins are going to follow BTC, I think. And I already posted it several times. You can just check that pretty briefly, that the price of Bitcoin is basically following the major stocks. So here is the German stocks, DAX, and yeah, you can see that the correlation is almost 1-to-1. And now we have the S&P and Nasdaq and all the others doing pretty much the same with the price of Bitcoin, and with the recent decline in S&P, we are seeing the same price action on BTC as well. And again, if we go to get a correction of that significant drop that happen on S&P and other indices, then probably BTC will follow, and we will go to a little higher until we'll continue to go down. And I tend to believe that we'll get this kind of price action on the main American indices and world indices in nearest future, because again, this is so much stretched to the upside. I guess we need to get some of the reasonable correction. Yes. Okay. Oh, another thing which I didn't mention is first of all this. This is the ratio of longs and shorts on Bitfinex. And again, we're going to touch, I think we already touched it. I don't want to look at it right now to not wasting time. But here is the point from where, this is like a line, support line, from where the price is going up, because there are too many shorts and not enough longs. Again, if you can look at what happened with BTC recently, that we dropped without major correction, so apparently above all the areas of like a long price action, sideways price action, we have a lot of stop orders of people going short. And this is liquidity. Price always goes towards the liquidity where the liquidity is. So as you can see, this is pretty much what we can expect. And again, we touched this point. This is the end of the drop, and this is the end of the rise. So that worked pretty well so far. I believe that it will continue to work for a while from now on. Finally, what I was going to show you, which is very important, as you may remember, last summer, it was August 15th? Yeah, August 15th, I posted this when we dropped around $30,000 and start to rise. I showed you that that was the kind of a replica of the accumulation scheme by Wyckoff. And yes, it worked pretty well. So from that area, from $30,000, we saw the price rising to almost $70,000. And right now, what is happening is that we may identify much bigger, greater time scale distribution. Now it is distribution. Before it was accumulation. Now it is distribution scheme by Wyckoff. And you see, this is our first peak. This is our second peak, and this is 21st year. We are approaching to 22nd. This is almost this. Actually, it's January already. And yeah, those phases are pretty well matched. And now what we can get is either we are going, well, I mean, it's not necessarily to be this scenario, but it follows that pretty well. And if it continues to do that, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So from this point, we can continue to see this and then drop below $30,000. Alternatively, we can get the another high, so above the UT level, and that would be probably like $80,000, something like that, maybe $75,000, but then another drop. So both cases are ending in the bear market, right? So where the price goes after that, I can give you just a little of my thoughts, is that we may drop somewhere to the previous accumulation area. So it's from $10,000 to $20,000. I would say $10,000 is a very realistic point, and then we will get something like 85% drop. That is well matching the previous cycles of Bitcoin which we had. And when it happens, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody can catch the bottom or the top. But somehow, one way or another, we will get there. But then, from this point, we will start to accumulate and go up again. So this game is not over. We'll all get our profits if we'll be patient enough. So if you ask me what's my personal opinion on what happens from now on, I think we'll get something like this, and then actually probably go here and then lower, something like that. So we need to spend here for a while, like reasonable time, before we start to go lower. That's the thing. And another point which I should probably say about is that you see that I've been showing some formations here. So for instance, this was the descending wedge here, descending wedge here. Those are the bullish patterns. They were broken to the upside, and that's good. But here, another descending wedge. Well, it's a descending wedge-like pattern. It was broken to the downside. By the way, we see the reaction with this trend line right now. So we saw the pullback from there. Since this wedge was broken to the downside, this is a pure signature of the bearish trend. Because if the bullish formation is not playing out while it's likely to play out, this is a sign of bearish trend. So all of those are just like a one small piece of the whole picture, but I can't speak for hours. But just go ahead, ask some questions. We can discuss them next time. I will try to make it more frequent, I promise, because it's a very tough period. Yeah, so I don't think that I do have much of the things which are important to point out that are left. So I'll just go ahead and check the chat if there are any questions, and if not, then we can continue next time. Okay. Wuza, hey man, thank you for your likes and comments on Twitter. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to do it more often. Absolutely. It just was so crazy, everything is pretty crazy these days. So we are all busy, and with lockdowns and stuff, it's just like mind-blowing. In any way, I will try to do it more often. However, again, just Twitter and Telegram, I try to be more frequent there. You can always ask questions. I do my best to answer them as soon as I can. All right, so I guess that we are pretty much done with what's happening. Once again, I would like to underline that I believe that right now, at this moment, the most likely scenario is that $33,000 is the local bottom, right? Local bottom, not the overall bottom for the next years. No, I don't think that we'll go to $71,000 $1 million per Bitcoin from now. No, I think that most likely is that we continue to correct this decline and go something probably $45,000, maybe higher, maybe a little lower. We need to look at what's how the price action looks like. But from there, from some point, we'll go lower again. And be careful with your positions. Do it, like, manage it wisely. Otherwise, you will be in a big trouble. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Those are gold words. Just, I can't stress them enough. It's very, very important. This is your life. This is your money, which keep your life level on the life comfort on a certain level, which is reasonable for you and for your closed ones. So don't be fooled. Play it wisely and always learn. Play it cautiously. That's it for today, guys. I think that I will try to do it maybe this week, Friday, or at least next week, again, Tuesday or Monday, something like that, unless something urgent happens. And until then, I wish you nice trades and less losses than profits, more profits than losses. Thank you very much for your support, especially on Twitter. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends if you think this content is valuable. I would greatly appreciate it. My main goal here is to share my thoughts, which hopefully are helpful to others. Yeah, and this is the thing. All right, guys. Thank you very much. See you next time. Goodbye.